Hey, welcome back to the course, and in this lecture let's take a look into the driver subsystem of the Linux kernel by comparing it with our SoC. Alright, so drivers related to various devices you can find in the drivers directory of the Linux kernel source tree, and it is one of the biggest layer in the Linux kernel. The drivers directory contains Linux device driver codes for various peripherals, interfaces, memory controllers, bus controllers, networking devices, serial devices, even for serial converters, USB devices, graphics, LCD, crypto engines, related drivers, etc. So these device drivers will be used to handle various peripherals and interfaces of the system on which the Linux runs. Okay, for example, let's consider our system on chip AM335X. Our SoC has all these peripherals on chip, right? So like the I2C controller, high-speed MMC controller, SPI controller, external memory controller, Ethernet MAC and PHY, USB controller, GPIOs. It even supports LCD and touchscreen controller, and our SoC also supports the graphics engine. Okay, so there are many. I just listed few here. Okay, so you can open the TRM and you can explore the various peripherals. Okay, so now drivers for all these peripherals can be found in this directory, in the respective subdirectories. Okay, the drivers will be given by the vendor, and in this case it is TI. Okay, so they have their own maintainers who will maintain the respective drivers for them. Okay, so now let's explore some of the path of Linux device drivers for various peripherals of this SoC. So let's say the driver for LCD controller and touchscreen controller for this SoC you can find at this path. Okay, so you can make use of these drivers to interface various LCDs, which also has touch screens. Okay, the driver for high-speed MMC controller, I2C controller and SPI controller you can find at these respective paths in the Linux kernel source. Okay, so basically AM335X has 3 instances of MMC SDIO host controller, which provides an interface between the processor and either MMC, SD memory cards or SDIO cards. Okay, and it also has 3 instances of I2C controller, which you can use to connect I2C based devices such as sensors, WFROMs, etc. Okay, and it also has 2 instances of SPI controller. Okay, so the kernel supports drivers for all these controllers. Okay, so now to enable the connection of the external memory like the NOR flash, the NAND flash or the external SRAM, okay, the chip has the general purpose memory controller that we call as GPMC. Okay, so the GPMC is a unified memory controller dedicated to interfacing the external memory devices. Alright, so and you can find the driver to this controller at this location. Alright, and the drivers for USB controller supporting the device host OTG capability you can find at these locations. Alright, and the serial driver, okay, that is your UART driver, you can find at this location. There are up to 6 UART peripherals supported by this SoC, and also you can find drivers related to the RTC and watchdog timer at these locations. Alright, so if you want to locate any driver related to on-chip peripherals of a particular SoC, you just have to consult this drivers directory, and it should be supporting various drivers related to various peripherals of different SoC produced by different vendors. Okay, so now In the resource section, I have given couple of links to Texas Instruments, okay, Wikipedia articles. So those articles guide you further in terms of understanding various peripheral driver architecture, okay. So go through them and let me know if you need any help, okay. So I'll see you in the next lecture.